get the feeling with certain people, they walked into your life exactly at the right time? Well, that's how somebody said, in our live audience. That's how my next guest, Tracy Jo, feels about the man who saved her life. When flood water rushed into the small town of Waverly, Tennessee, look at that, waves were 6 feet tall and consumed homes and cars, taking memories and loved ones in the wake and leaving an indelible mark on the tiny town forever. Well, Tracy will never forget that day, of course. And after reading about her story in USA Today, we knew we wanted to know more. And today she is speaking out for the first time on national television in a daytime exclusive about what happened that day and what she gained after losing so much.
I had taught school all week. I just decided that I would come home and pile up in my bed with my dog, and I went to sleep. I did not even know it was going to rain. The next thing I know, I hear my phone ringing. I see the name, and I'm thinking, why is Chris Etheridge calling me? We didn't know each other all that well. He had been my son's Little League coach when he was 5, and I had been his daughter's teacher in 2nd grade. I ran to the door to see what he wanted. He went on my street to a friend's house and saw my house and realized that, oh, maybe she's asleep and I should go warn her. He said, have you not looked outside? I looked outside and the water had started to accumulate on the ground. I did not have time to grab anything. I grabbed my dog and he said, you gotta come now. In 20 minutes, it went from a little puddle to mid-thigh deep. I ran and jumped in his truck, hoping, oh, we're going to drive to dry land. The truck had started to fill up. A tidal wave came. We just had to bail out, and then the truck went. The water got so high and so fierce, I started to think that we were going to drown.
We'll get her. We're going to get her.
There were things coming at us, buildings and animals and statues and trash cans. I was terrified. I put all my trust in Chris. I just believed he would not let anything happen to me. He held on to me and we just kept moving forward. I don't know what would have happened to me if he had not shown up at my door. I can't imagine that I would have ever survived it.
Please welcome Tracy Jo to the TAM fam. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you. It is not lost on me watching that video, what that does to one's body and emotionally. How are you right now?
I'm good. I still have moments, but I feel pretty good each day, just moving ahead.
Yeah. So that day that you got the call from Chris, I'm struck by the fact that you didn't really know each other. You were familiar, clearly, the children, but you weren't close. You didn't know each other. Why did he call you?
Right. Well, we had, having each other's kids. Yeah. I guess at one time we had exchanged numbers. We say happy birthday on Facebook. So
you're friendly.
Yeah, make funny comments about each other's things. But he had a neighbor, one of my neighbors across the street had some boats and, trucks. And he had been out riding around kind of seeing what was happening and decided to go help him. Yeah. And I guess he just looked at my house and saw my car and thinks, oh, Tracy lives there. Maybe she's asleep because her car's there and I don't see any activity. So he came and beat on my door. I didn't wake up because I was so tired. And he called my number. I didn't answer that either. And I think he did several things before I finally heard the phone ring.
Wow.
And I thought, what in the world is Chris Etheridge calling me on a Saturday morning for and waking me up? And so I answered it, and he said, I'm at your door. And I was like, why?
Right.
And
he's like, haven't you heard? There's some bad weather coming.
Yeah, he said,
you didn't know anything about it.
He said, have you looked outside? And I was like, no, I'm asleep. And so I looked outside and thought, oh, whoops, I didn't know that was happening.
And it wasn't even at this level. It was rising. So you grabbed your dog.
Yes. Well, first he said, get your stuff, I'll be right back. Well, I thought, oh, I don't, this is a pain. And so I went and called my parents, who I couldn't get them awake. And I finally told them, like, it's raining, maybe y'all should get up and stir around. And then he came back and he said, we have to go now.
You have to go now.
And I looked outside and thought, me. And I didn't have shoes on or anything. So I just grabbed my dog and did
Went
what
with
he
Chris.
said. Yes.
You did what he said. When we
Yes.
come back, there's so many other details, including the text message, a goodbye text that you even sent to your children. Coming up, so we're going to meet Chris. I got so much. Don't go anywhere. Trust me. Call everybody you know. Chris is coming up next. Welcome back, Tampa. We are sharing remarkable stories of people being in the right place at the right time. And we've been talking with Tracy Jo, who survived an horrific flood in her community where there was just despair. Even when I look at this video, homes are consumed by this. When Chris, a friend, reached out to help you at that time, we know that the vehicle that you were both in, you were trying to head to your parents' house, right?
Yes.
And the vehicle was consumed by the flood water, and you found yourself actually in the water.
Yes, he actually, we got in and he tried to start it, and it kind of started and then it quit. And then he tried to start it again, and then we realized the water had just come on, and he said, get out, quick.
Get out. And every along the way, you listened to Chris. You said there was something about him that made you trust him.
Yes.
I need to see this firsthand. Chris, come on out. Chris Etheridge is here. Welcome to the Tampa, Chris. Welcome. This is our first time meeting. Welcome. I needed to see these trusting eyes that got Tracy to listen. I mean, when you look back at that moment, you were in the vehicle trying to get to her parents' house, and you just said, trust me. She's an expert swimmer. She said that wasn't even helping in that kind of water. How do you describe it?
No, swimming will not help in that water.
Yeah. Nothing.
So
why did you call her that day? You could have called anybody in the community.
I often ask myself that same question. I do not know. I do not know what made me just go.
You just went.
I just went.
And by the time you got to your parents' house, because they were able to wade through this water and get to your parents' house, you text your children thinking that you all would die.
I did. After my parents got sealed in the house, the doors swelled shut, and I punched a window and climbed in. And he said, you know, we got to go. And I said, I can't leave my parents here. They're older, and there's no way they would have been able to fight that water. So I crawled in with them, and the water kept rising. And, you know, we climbed on the couch, on the back of the couch, just kept climbing. And I sent my kids a text, both of them, that just said, I love you so much. I didn't tell them at that time what was happening. And sometimes they ignore me, but they text back and said, oh, I love you too. And
wow.
That was very comforting.
That was it. Well, that flood happened August 21st, 2021. Obviously an important date because that was the day your lives intertwined. There's another date you have in common. What happened February 2nd, 2022?
We got married.
I knew this. The audience did not know. You got married. I mean, Chris, how do you explain this?
Being at the right place at the right time.
Oh, my gosh. I mean, Tracy, you didn't even want to answer the phone that day. You were trying to sleep. He saved your life, and you got a husband. My gosh.
I tried to avoid it, but I couldn't.
What was it about her that it just... I keep asking, how do you explain it? And we said this show at the top, sometimes things just don't... There's no logic to it.
Right. There was a connection that we had, and we have communicated and talked a little bit. But I don't know, it was just a lot of things happened that day, and I guess it just kind of opened up something in me that knew this is the woman that, you know, I wanted to be.
More with Chris and Tracy after the break. Don't go away. Oh, my goodness. We are back with Tracy Jo and Chris Etheridge. All hour we've been talking to people who were in the right place at the right time. And for them, the right place at the right time ended in beautiful matrimony after Chris saved her life. Tracy, as I understand, his proposal really was amazing. What words did he say to you?
Well, I have to tell you, it started out, I was trying to watch TV. and he knows not to bother me when I'm watching murder shows. But he kept telling me to turn it down. I was like, what? Why? I'm trying to watch this. So finally, I think he turned it down. And I saw him get on one knee, and I thought he fell. And he did. He said, I've known you as a mother. I've known you as a teacher. Now I would like to know you as my wife forever.
Oh my gosh, you're amazing. Listen, you have one of the sweetest stories I've ever heard in my life. And I said, me and the team just wanted to meet you, but we want to also thank you for coming on the show and celebrating love, because I love a good love story. We'd like to give you a little wedding gift. So we spoke with Tracy Jo and your boss, Tracy Jo. We talked to your boss, and we got a day off for you and tomorrow so that you can have a night to celebrate as newlyweds in New York City. So, and we got something else for you since I called your boss. My team got you off from work. Open that box next to you there with the pink ribbon.
Oh, pretty.
Yes. Okay, pop it on open.
Okay.
This is live TV, Tracy.
I know it.
That key is a key to a beautiful, special experience. We are sending you to the heart of Manhattan for a magical night at the Moxie Times Square. There is a corner king room with a city view waiting for you both to live it up in style. You'll enjoy dinner, drinks, desserts in a carousel with over 25,000 crystals at New York's largest indoor-outdoor hotel, roof bar, and lounge. Magic hour. Its epic views of the Empire State Building skyline are not to be missed. It will be your New York honeymoon.
Thank you.
We're gonna find Times Square.
I actually said, Tracy Jo, have you been to New York before? She goes, this is our first time. Well, now you're going to be in one of the most beautiful hotels in this city to enjoy your love. I love this story, right place, right time, but it takes the right heart to make those things happen. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank you to your boss for giving Tracy Jo up. Thank you to the Tan fam. We love y'all. Right place, right time. Share some of your stories as all of our guests have today. We will see you next time. Thank you to my team. What a show. Thank you so much.